So, in this age of AI, what does it really take to lead? It's a huge question, right? And the answer? Well, it might not be what you think. It's not actually about the fancy algorithms or the code. It's about the people. Let's dive into why human leadership is the absolute key to making AI work.
Okay, before we jump in, just a quick heads up. This is part 10 of a big 15-part series. It's all based on a really deep research report from Virtualization Options LLC about human-AI partnerships. So just know we're zooming in on one piece of a much larger puzzle today.
All right, let's kick things off with a question that probably keeps a lot of leaders up at night. With all the time, money, and energy we're pouring into AI, why do so many of these big transformations just fail? Is it the tech, the data? What's going on here? Well, if you look at the latest research from Harvard Business Review, the answer isn't technical at all. It's human. The real make-or-break factor? It's leadership. It all comes down to having leaders who can steer the ship through the massive cultural shift that AI brings with it. And that right there, that points to a huge problem that a ton of companies are bumping up against. We're calling it the AI leadership gap. Here's the big idea. Getting AI right isn't an IT project. Not really. It's a human capital initiative. The hardest work isn't installing the software, it's changing how people think and how they work, so that people and machines can actually collaborate effectively. So what's the fix? Well, it starts at the top. Leaders have got to nurture a totally new way of thinking throughout their organizations, what we call an AI-first mindset. And this completely redefines what it means to be a leader today. You don't have to be a coder. You don't need to be a machine learning guru. Instead, your job is to be a culture shaper, a change agent, and, this is so important, an active AI user who leads by doing, not just by sponsoring a project. So what does this mindset really feel like in practice? It's an attitude that's built on pure curiosity. It's about being willing to experiment. It means seeing a failure not as a step back, but as, okay, what did we just learn? It's all about challenging how things are done instead of just defending the old way. Okay, so how do you actually build this mindset? Well, the research boils it down into 4 pillars. Think of these as the core things a leader needs to embody to really close that leadership gap we've been talking about. First up, foundational knowledge. Again, not about being an expert, but you got to know enough to ask smart questions and cut through the hype. Second is that adaptive mindset we just covered, that drive to learn and pivot. Third, you need enabling skills. This is the human stuff, managing change, making decisions with data, and thinking about ethics. And finally, real-time adoption. This one is huge. Leaders have to actually use AI themselves. You've got to walk the walk to show everyone else it's not so scary. And speaking of those skills, that brings us to a super important group of people, the mid-level leaders. These folks are the crucial translators. They take the big, high-level AI strategy from the top and figure out how to make it real for their teams on the ground. They are absolutely essential for making any of this work. All right, so we've talked about what a leader needs to be. Now let's get practical. What does a leader actually do? The research gives us a really clear 5-step roadmap to make this transformation happen. Step 1, you build that foundational AI literacy across your entire leadership team. No exceptions. Then you create a powerful vision. Why are we even doing this? What's the story we're telling? Step 3 is to pilot and learn. Start small. Run targeted experiments to build some confidence and get some quick wins. From there, you thoughtfully scale up what worked. Always focusing on how AI can augment your people, not just replace them. And finally, you embed this whole new way of working deep into your culture so that people and AI working together just becomes normal. So as we start to pull all these threads together, the message gets incredibly simple, doesn't it? A leader's job isn't about managing technology. It's about leading a profoundly human transformation. This quote just says it all. The future isn't a race to have the fanciest AI. Not at all. The real winners will be the ones who figure out how to create a true partnership where technology amplifies our human strengths, our creativity, and our judgment. That's the competitive edge. So let's end with this. In this massive transformation, your team is looking at you. They're looking for guidance, for a clear vision, and for confidence. So after everything we've just talked about, what's your first step going to be?